Welcome friends and followers to a video of Sonic Gazelle pilots. If you listen, you can hear the wind blowing here at Trapani on the island of Sicily. And if you have a look here at the wind hose, there seems to be a storm. So I'm not sure it's a good idea, but I plan to do a VFR flight today to Palermo, as is shown on the Navigraph charts. We are on the island of Sicily of Italy, and if I zoom into the route that I have planned, we're gonna fly from this airport Lima India Charlie Tango to Lima India Charlie Juliet, which is from Trapani to Raisi in Palermo, and it is going to be a controlled departure airport. As we can see on the red circle, there's a type D airspace, so that means it's controlled. We can ask for clearance and we can ask for flight guidance, just as is the case for Palermo, where we have also a type D from ground to 2,000 feet airspace, so a controlled airspace, so we can ask for approach and for guidance at the destination airport. Visual flight rules, we are going to follow just the macro visual guidance indications, like the coastline, that is very clear here. No need to go and follow little routes and little roads or windmills, but I think up in the air we will have a clear idea of where we actually are. So let's jump into the plane and let's start up the Cessna. We do that by switching the fuel pump. I get rid of the steering wheel, I put on the battery and the alternator, then I put on the navigation light and the beacon light, and also already the strobe light and the landing lights. Then we can have the primer to the mixture of the fuel to full mixture, and I will indent the throttle a little bit so that we can start up the engine, and then we prime the engine with the choke, and then we can have a look forward and turn the key of the engine to have ignition. And now we also have a battery power supplied to the basic instruments, so we are ready to file our flight plan with VPilot. We are going to connect as Oscar 8422. It's a Belgian airplane, I know. How did I wander off all the way to Sicily? But it could happen on a trip to Africa, for instance. We are going to connect and file our flight plan. So I know the ICAO code is going to be a VFR flight from Lima India Charlie Tango to Lima India Charlie Juliet, and the alternate airport will be our origin airport. In case there's too much wind, we will land there, Lima India Charlie Tango. The departure time will be, it's now nearing the evening, so we will be departing in 5 minutes, so let's say at 16:55. 16:55 seems to be okay, and then our time en route will be about 30 minutes. We will be flying at 100 airspeed miles per hour, and at the cruise altitude, as we are flying east, it's gonna be 1,500, 3,500 or 5,500. I'm gonna take 3,500. Our route is VFR from the origin, which is this one, to the destination, which is Lima India Charlie Juliet, and we can file this flight plan before we connect and ask for flight clearance. The frequency of Roma radar is 124-200, so we can tune into Roma radar at 124-200. Let me turn upwards, it will be quicker to get to 124-200. There's a real storm going on here. And we can ask for flight clearance. Roma radar, good evening. Oscar 8422 is a Cessna 152 at ramp 308 in Rapani. Request VFR to Raisi. Oh, I have to do it again. I was not on 200. Oh.
Oscar 8422. Confirm VFR flight, sir?
Affirmative. VFR flight Oscar 8422.
Oscar 8422. Roger. 31 left in use at Trapani. Last wind is 32018 knots, QNH 1009er. Taxi hold, for taxi 31 left and call me fully ready.
Taxi 31 left and call you when ready, Oscar 8422.
7000 on transponder, thank you.
7000 stroke 8422. So we've got stroke.
Taxi.
It's already set to 7000, so that's the default one.
Ryanair 0081, buonasera.
We turn it on and maybe a little bit more brightness. Runway 31 should be, let's have
in flight 001, taxi holding point alpha 15 by alpha.
Alfa via
Ryanair 0081.
No, Ryanair 0081 veramente parlavo con un altro traffico.
So we're here, we're going to do 180 degrees and go to runway
Ryanair
31 left.
0081, siamo con voi, un secondo solo.
As you can see, we have to head there, and 31 is runway leading from the right hand side to the left hand side, so it's quite straightforward. Release the parking brake and we can start taxiing.
Ryanair 0081, confermate già clearance in possesso?
E confermo, sì, Ryanair 0081.
0081, Roger. Autorizzata allineamento e decollo 25340, 12 nodi con NH1009.
1009 QNH ha ricevuto Ryanair 0081, allenamento confermato pista 25.
Swiss for Tango, ready for descent.
Swiss for Tango, descent level 110.
Descent level 110, Swiss for Tango.
Radar Ryanair 24 Romeo Hotel, Catania or stand 328 good days, VFR on board unit 1000, request for clearance to Vienna.
Ryanair Ryanair 24 Hotel, have you called?
Yes, Ryanair 24 Romeo Hotel.
Okay, Ryanair 24 Romeo Hotel to Vienna has filed the P code 6 Alpha departure, initial runway 08, initial climb level 100, transponder 5502.
I think we're not repeated to Vienna is filed. Echo 6 Alpha departure 0 Indian use, initial climb level 110 and squawk 5502, Ryanair 24 Romeo Hotel.
Romer radar Oscar 8422 holding short, runway 31 left.
Swiss for a Tango, Roma 125.5.
Roma 125.5, bye bye, Swiss for Tango.
Italia 2810, ready for departure.
Italia 2810, runway 08, clear to run up and take off, wind 150, 11 knots, QNH 1000.
Clear for takeoff for runway 08, Italia 2810.
Roma Radar, Oscar 8422, holding short at runway 31 left.
Oscar 8422, runway 31 left, wind 34012 knots, QNH 1009, clear to land up and take off.
Clear for takeoff, Oscar 8422.
Guitarro 1733 from present direct to Suda.
Runway 15, fully ready.
Guitarro 1733 direct to Suda. Delta Foxtrot Yankee 001, runway 15, clear to line up and take off with just 1 second. Okay, we have the approach online. Contact him 125.5, sir. Thank you.
Roger, contact approach, thank you. See you.
Flaps out.
Can repeat for 81733.
1733 direct to Suda, Uniform X-ray, Uniform Tango Alpha.
Radar is at 125 inbound, go pull.
Can feel a strong wind, I have to correct. And off we go.
Direct 7, 80173.
The station calling, sorry, can you repeat your call?
Yes, ZAP 125 inbound, go pull.
One 125, maybe. Okay. Contact the Roma 125.5 for order.
25.5, that's 125.
Whoa, yeah, there's a really crazy winds here. Let me have a look on the map if we are heading in the right direction, but I suppose so.
For Romeo Hotel, have you called?
Yes, we are calling step 3 to Catan arrival, the push and start.
Ryanair for Romeo Hotel, push and start approve. Call me for taxi, QNH 1000.
Thank you very much, 1007, call you when ready for taxi, and to call them out.
Air Italia 2810 identified, climb level
57
360.
degrees heading.
Climbing level 360, Italia 2810.
That's about this. And we can already see the bay, the water here. It's not very clear, but that's the direction we have to fly.
Ryanair 4 Papa Juliet, pass your message.
Climbing level 380, directing Sultan.
At Palermo we have 2 runways. I suppose we will get...
Ryanair 4 Papa Juliet, good afternoon, identified.
We will get runway 25 probably. Or maybe runway 2. So up here it's less misty, up in the air. We have a farther view than I expected.
Radar ciao, Ryanair 95 Victor Fox, passing level 310.
Ryanair 081 identified, climb level 340. Ryanair 95 Victor Fox from radar ciao identified. Ryanair 081 climb level 340.
I'm trimming the airplane so that we go slightly up to 3,500 feet. And correcting the angle of the heading. As you can see here, I want it to be around 60, actually 57. He was a little bit talking confused, gave us the squawk a little bit later. Initially gave us the runway 31, but well, that's how it happens. A VFR departure can be quite simply and straightforward. A runway, 31 left, a squawk. Sometimes you get also the altitude that you have to fly, and sometimes you get also waypoints that you have to follow on departure. But that was not the case today. Slowly climbing to 3,500. Beautiful, the sunlight on the wings, reflecting on the winds. I guess those are olive trees.
081 Roma.
Olive trees on the ground, because we are in deep south of Europe. So I wonder if Palermo is on the right hand side of this rock here. Let's have a look on the map. It's a visual aid that normally you wouldn't have in a plane, but as we have it, that's probably the rock that we see here. 236 feet high. So we'll stay on the left-hand side of it, as you can see on the purple line.
Would like to do a VFR departure and then IFR pickup to Genova.
Station calling, sorry, your course line.
Air Sardinia 022, Sierra Delta Golf 022.
We reached 3,500. I have to pitch the airplane a little bit down because we will remain at 3,500. So now comes the exercise of trimming the plane.
Air Sardinia 022. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, sir. 7,000 on transponder, and we have no weather data for Siena. Please taxi at your destination and call me when you're airborne.
We'll call you when airborne, Sardinia 02.
Scusa, ma non mi dai I dati di Siena? Boh.
No, è normale, piccolino, vai tranquillo.
So as you can look at this big pointer, we are about 3,500 and I trimmed it, so I don't want it to go up.
Ryanair 24 Romeo Hotel, Roger, 15011 knots, QNH 1000, runway 08, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, 08, in 24 Romeo, thank you.
I'm gonna manually descend a little bit with the yoke. Also, I see that my rounds per minute are in the red, so I will reduce it to about 2,400. We have an airspeed of 100 miles per hour. There's a lot of parameters to keep track of. As you can see also on the pink arrow, my nose is pointing more northwards than I'm heading at. That's because of the winds pushing us in this direction. And that's nice. If you look on the VFR map, you have here the windmills. Well, they are actually down here, as you can see. The town of Castellamare is right here. This hill here has an altitude of 3,491 meters. I think it's meters. I said earlier miles, but it's probably meters.
Sardinia 022, we are airborne and going to Papa India Sierra VOR at the moment.
Sardinia 022, Roger, radar contact. Continue climb level 240 after Pisa direct Baroque.
After Pisa direct Perog, continue flight level 240 at Sardinia 022.
I'm gonna gain a little bit altitude to overcome that mountain. So I'm going to go to 4,000 feet. The little dial is on 3,000 and some, and the big dial is going up. We are going up to 4,000 feet.
Oscar 8422, last weather in Palermo, 31016 knots, QNH 1009, expect visual approach runway 07.
Expect visual approach runway 02, Oscar 8422. So runway 02 is this one, heading in this direction. We are going to do a left-hand circuit because that's the default, so we are going to come in over the sea, parallel to the runway downwind, and then we are going to do a 90 degrees angle, and again on the base leg, and then a 90 degrees angle on the 02 runway. So we got our clearance already, which is good. We will report downwind, so if you have a live left-hand pattern like I'm showing with the mouse, then this is the crosswind, this is the downwind, this is the base. We will report on downwind and probably on final.
Alpine 83 Charlie Papa Roma.
So I'm at 4,500 feet to overcome this mountain. That means that 4,500 feet is about
Hello, Alpine 83 Charlie Papa flight level 250, descending flight level 170 inbound.
meters. As you can see here, 3,640 meters.
Alpine 83 Charlie Papa, Rom Radar Ciao identified, continue to Riteb. Riteb 3 Charlie arrival, ILS 3 for right.
So, but even without the map, if we have the map,
3
and
Charlie,
see we have to head
3
for
right, Alpine 83 Charlie.
this point here, we can actually fly visually. We know that we have to cross the bay to come to Palermo.
Alpine 83 Charlie Papa, continue descend level 180.
Complete descent flight level 180, Alpine 83 Charlie Papa.
Roma Control, good evening. Eurowings 3, Kilo Romeo, Naples Airport, request clearance to Düsseldorf.
Eurowings 3 Kilo Romeo, Rom Radar Ciao. To Düsseldorf, as filed, Teano A2 departure, runway 24, initial climb level 100, transponder 5512.
And now I'm going to start descending again because
Via the
we want to be below 2,000 feet on the D-type airspace. As you can see the round circle here
Squawk
is D-type airspace. We want to be below 2,000. So that's why I'm going to start descending already.
3 Kilo Romeo, read back correct, QNH 1007, information Alpha now current. Push and start is approved, call me for taxi.
And also, not only do we want to be below 2,000 feet, we also want to do the left-hand circuit at an altitude of 1,000 feet.
Advise when ready for push and start. Eurowings 3 Kilo Romeo.
Alpine 83 Charlie Papa Roma 125.5.
125.5, Alpine 83 Charlie Papa, ciao.
And as we are pointing the nose downwards, our speed is going up to 130,
And to program
120 feet
passing 4000 according to Osmo
miles per
100.
hour.
Ryanair 2524, Romeo Hotel, Rom Raider identified, climb level 340.
Level 340 and to Toronto.
I'll stay a while on 3,500 feet.
Air Italia 2810, direct Latina, Latina 3 Charlie, 34 right.
Direct Latina, Latina 3 Charlie, 34 right in Fiumicino, Air Italia 2810.
Itarro 1733 from present direct Nasum.
So it's a coastal airport, as you can see here.
Second for Itarro 1733.
1733 from present for shortcut direct Nasum, November Alpha Sierra Oscar Mike.
Direct Nasum, Itarro 1733.
And Itarro 1733 when ready, descend level 110.
Descend 110, Itarro 1733.
Roma radar, get
Because of the wind, we can actually see the white foam on the water.
163, camera level 230, and if possible, request to be deducted for 15.
Itarro 9816 from Raider Chow identified. Okay for 15 minutes out of cockpit, backline level 370.
And could we make that flight
That
level 3?
city here is shown on the map.
Climb level 370.
If we're unable to make flight level
That's
3,
Castellamare.
could we flight
Castellamare.
level 350 so file? Is that a 991?
This is Castellamare.
No problem, 350 problem.
This is
Flight level
Palestrate.
350 and we'll be back in 15 minutes. Is that a 991?
I have to adapt my
Radar, good afternoon.
heading.
Delta 001, climbing flight level 240, inbound Roma Alpha 531.
001, welcome back. Continue climb level 370 and from present fly Osmox Oscar Sierra Mike Oscar X-ray.
Roger, climb to flight level 370 and from present direct Osmog.
The others on ATC are mostly talking about airline departures and procedures. They are flying SIDS and stars.
Lufthansa 1925, Unicom 122, sir. Thank you very much.
Like this Lufthansa flight. We are actually, I think, the only VFR flight that I've heard on the ATC as far as for now. I'm gonna descend to 2,000 feet because, as you can see here, the red circle of a maximum of 2,000 feet is nearing. So here we go. Maybe reduce thrust also so that we don't have too much speed. So I do my rounds per minute to 2,300. As we can see in front of us, the town of Raisi, Palermo, is getting in view. So now it's the trick to be under 2,000 feet and to spot the runways. So I wonder if we have to get around this rock here. I'm going to have a look at the map for a detailed view. Now the runway is actually, I think, in the bay of that rock. Let me see. Oh, it's on the left-hand side. I think it's on the left-hand side of that rock. I don't see an altitude. That's probably the mountain here. This icon, the little tent. So I think we will have to do visual from now on. As you see, I reduced my rounds per minute to around 2,100 rounds per minute. So the speed also decreased to 80 knots, which is much closer to landing speed. I'll descend further to 1,000 feet, which is our left-hand side traffic pattern altitude. And I think I see the runway, well, at least I see the airfield on this little landslide here. I didn't hear ATC for a while. I don't know if they got offline, but anyway, only thing we have to do is report final, so we can do that on Unicom. Let me have a quick look if they are still online. Let me refresh VFR, and yes, Lir is still online.
Roma Control, good afternoon, Ryanair 675 Golf, 360, Agora.
So
Station calling, sorry, your call?
Ryanair 675 Golf, 360 at Agora.
Ryanair 5675 Golf from radar chow identified.
the runway that we see, the main runway here
Continuing
is runway
022,
25.
Unicom 122, sir, thank you.
The runway that's perpendicular to it is runway 02, and that's where we have to do a left-hand side pattern. So we'll fly over it, then we'll go north and then down. I think I showed it wrong earlier, so we have to do left-hand side pattern, which is the default, so we have to do like this. Like this. At an altitude of about 1,000 feet, so I can descend.
Oscar 8422, call me runway 02 inside.
Affirmative, Oscar 8422.
Roma Control, good afternoon. Freedings 544, stance 103. Requesting clear to Budapest.
Station calling clearance, is your call sign?
Freedings 544.
Roma radar Oscar 8422, runway 2 inside, joining downwind.
Oscar 8422, Roger, call me 02 on final.
Affirmative, Oscar 8422.
VIP 544 to Budapest as filed, Rosa 6 Romeo, runway 07. Initial climb level 100, transponder 5513.
So right now we are entering the left-hand side circuit. Let me take some distance from the runway so that we have some distance to travel on the base leg.
Quebec, departure runway 25. Initial departure 100, spoke 5513, range 544.
544, read back correct. Information Alpha now current. UNH 1009, pulse and startup is approved, call me for taxi.
So we are on the downwind leg. That's because the wind blows in this direction.
Itarro 1733, passing NASOM 5000 and then clear ILS approach 08 and call me established.
Passed Vatsim at 15,000 and cleared ILS approach room 08, and we have information Alpha, he's at 1733.
1733 negative, passing Vatsim at 5,000 feet. And clear ILS approach with 08 and call me established.
Passed Vatsim at 5,000 and we'll call you when established for ILS 08, he's at 1733.
So we'll overshoot. I mean, we will go a little bit further so that we have some distance to travel on after the base leg, on the final leg. All the while descending a little.
Buonasera, controller Ryanair 0081, avevo un problema con la radio risolto solo adesso.
0081, nessun problema, figurati. Procedi tranquillo come da piano.
So I'm gonna take a 90-degree stern over the bay.
Ryanair 0081.
And that's about now. Oh, I
Ryanair
overshot it.
675 Golf, continue to Ponza, Ponza 1 Alpha arrival, ILS 24.
Let's correct this.
Ponza 1 Alpha arrival, ILS 24.
I didn't have enough distance on the base. I'm going to manually fly now to the runway.
Eurowings 3 Kilo Romeo is ready for push and start.
Eurowings 3 Kilo Romeo, push and start is approved, call me for search.
Roma radar, final approach runway 02, Oscar 8422.
Oscar 8422, 31016 knots, QNH 1009er 02, clear to land.
Clear to land, thank you very much, Oscar 8422. So it's a bit tricky. I think everyone understood what I did wrong. I should have taken more distance on my downwind leg, but if I fly smoothly, it's a long runway. I'll reduce my throttle now. We're heading with the nose in the wind. And now we can touch down. That was a bumpy ride. Oh, we're going into the scenery. I'm so unhappy that I didn't manage to do it decently. That's a Cessna, eh? That's a working horse. Cessna is a working horse. So, I got sweat. Let's see how we are going. Oh, I landed on 0 on 22.5. I landed on 2.5. Oh my God.
Ryanair 4 Papa Juliet Unicorn 1228, ciao.
Unicorn 128, good day, Ryanair 4 Papa Juliet.
What happened is actually I did my left hand
Ryanair 95 Victor Foxtrot Unicorn 1228, ciao.
The base, and I thought that I saw
Sicily Unicorn
runway 2, but I saw runway 25.
Attention, ciao.
Now, let's just head to runway 2. And that's runway 2. I hope that ATC didn't notice anything. You're probably laughing out loud now. But it's the spirit of it. I guess that you know that I wanted to show this left circuit, and I hope you understood the theory. Now there's still the practice, of course.
Roma Charter 207, flight level 370, bound Elba.
Guitarro 207, Romero del Ciao, identified, aircraft 3 Charlie 34 right.
Roger, aircraft 3 Charlie, arrival for the runway 34 right for the Guitarro 207.
Roma Radar Oscar 8422, request taxi to General Aviation.
8422, Roger, taxi to General Aviation, stand at your choice, when on blocks Unicom 1228, thank you very much.
Unicom 1228, thank you very much for guidance, Oscar 8422.
You're welcome, bye bye.
Headings 544, ready to taxi.
Reaper 544, taxi holding point 07. Then report fully ready. Be attention for a VFR traffic on the ground now.
So apart from my landing, which wasn't really perfect, and it's actually not done in the real world, that you will land on the wrong runway, the idea was to show that VFR is not really that difficult to fly with ATC, and to explain that you have to fly by default a land-aft pattern circuit. Thank you for watching. I'll hope to do a better landing on my next VFR video. If you liked it, please give me a thumbs up or leave me a comment. Bye bye.